Hi there and welcome to my channel. I'm Jennifer and this is A Country Life, and today's video is a fun one. I am sharing with you cranberry pear pie, and this is part of a bigger collaboration. Keri from My Table of Three hosts this collaboration. She did last year and now again this year. And each of the channels in the collab are sharing a Thanksgiving pie recipe for you. So get ready for some delicious pie videos coming your way. I'm smack dab in the middle of the collab, so there are already 5 recipes and videos for you to go and watch, and there's going to be 5 more coming after this video. And tomorrow, our very own Keri from Table of Three will be putting out her video. Let's get started making some pie crust. First off, I just want to let you know that the reason that this is pretty much a voiceover for the first half of the video is because our oldest son and our youngest son had just gotten in from duck hunting. The kitchen was full of chatter, but I had to get to making this pie because in real time, I made the pie yesterday and the video is coming out today, so I had to get to work. All right, I like to make homemade pie crust, and this is just a great recipe. I've been told time and time again from people that could never make pie crust that they really enjoy this recipe. So you start with 5 tablespoons of cold water, add in a tablespoon of vinegar and 1 egg, whisk that up and set it aside. And then into the bowl of my KitchenAid, I'll put 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Mix that all up and then add in 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of lard, and start mixing very slowly, turning on and off your KitchenAid so that you don't end up with a big floury mess. But I gradually leave the KitchenAid turned on for a little bit longer and longer periods of time, and I know it's done mixing when it looks like very large, coarse crumbs. So at this point, I'm going to add in my egg mixture, slowly just drizzling it in, and I will continue to allow my KitchenAid to mix on just the lowest setting until it generally comes into a ball. Let's get that transferred onto a floured surface and get it divided out into 4 pieces. This is enough to make 2 double crust pies. So 2 pieces I will put away for later. I'll put the pie crust into this beautiful pie plate. Sadly, my mom passed away the end of July, and one of the beautiful flower arrangements that was sent, well, many of you probably saw it. I talked about it. It was out on my patio all, for the remaining summer and early fall here. My aunt had put it into a pie plate because she didn't want it to leak on, at the funeral home. And this is the first time that I have used it. So such a pretty pie plate, and it just kind of brings back, sad memories, but it also makes me think of my mom. That's always a good thing. So anyway, I'm going to get that crust. I'll roll out the second crust and just set that over by the other one, and then we'll get to making the pie filling. Rolling out pie crust just takes a little bit of time. It's not difficult. If you do start to get some splitting of your pie crust, you just want to stop rolling and push, tap the edges back together to seal those, the splitting edges, and then continue rolling. And every time it splits, just tap it back together and continue to roll, and eventually you will have a really, really nice pie crust. Now that those crusts are done, they're just ready for me over here. I'm going to get started with the pie, the filling. This is the best part. So I have 1 cup. It is a heaping cup of cranberries. I'm going to go with not quite a cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of quick cooking tapioca. That's 2 tablespoons, and another half of this, 3 tablespoons. And then we're going to do a half a teaspoon of ground ginger and a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm going to get those ingredients mixed around. Probably the fastest way to do the pears, I have 5 of them, is to just core them with, you know, one of these apple cores, and then I do want them peeled. So I am just going to quick take off that peel. And this is going to get kind of juicy. But I need to do this to 5 pears. Now, is there an easier way to peel these? Maybe. This is just what works well for me. I will continue doing that for these remaining 4 pears. On the second pear, I decided that this was cutting them just a little too small for my preference, so I just actually quartered them, peeled the pears, and this is going to be just the right size. I want them large pieces so that when they cook down, I don't want them to cook into just complete mush, and when I slice the pie, that will kind of cut any larger pieces into a more reasonable size. So, all right, I'm going to get this stirred around, and we're going to get this into the pie plate. I may end up cutting up 1 or 2 more pears, just because these pears, like I said, were a little small, and so 5 pears aren't quite, but we'll see, we'll see. Okay, I can tell that for the size pie plate I have and for the amount of sugar mixture I have, that I can definitely do another couple of pears, or at least 1 for sure. Let's try this and see how it goes. All right, that looks better, just adding 1 more pear. I'm gonna dot it with some butter. This just adds a really good richness to the pie. I forgot that I do this with a lattice top. Don't worry if your lattice top is not really thin strips, or you don't have a little pastry wheel that puts the little fancy edges onto it. I don't worry about that. I'm just kind of going around the edge, tucking in my lattice ends. Just wait. I have my oven preheated to 425. That looks really good. It's pear cranberry.
Is that just chunks of butter in there?
Mm-hmm. One thing I just realized is I normally put in a dash of salt, a little bit of salt, like just 2 little shakes of salt with that sugar. It just tastes good. I didn't do it. I'm not going to salt the top because I definitely don't want that. Where I'd want it would be in that filling, and I forgot to do it. So what? It's still going to taste good, but if you remember, it's always a good thing to add just a couple of shakes of salt to your pies. This is going to go into the oven at 425 degrees for about an hour. I probably will turn the temperature down partway through, or at the very least, I'll put a little foil over the top just so it doesn't get too brown. It's been 45 minutes and the pie is really bubbly and the crust is nicely done, except for on this side. Look at the milk and the sugar actually made the crust burn on the back end, but still it is a beautiful looking pie. And oh, this is going to be so delicious. It really does need to cool for about an hour for sure, just to make sure that everything sets up, all the juices gel up nicely, and then it'll be ready to cut into, and I am so looking forward to it. It smells so good. So this was 45 minutes. It had been in for about a half an hour, and that's when I was... You want to try the pie?
Yeah.
Okay. It
sounds delicious.
It sounds delicious. Thanks, Joe. It has to cool. But it had been in for just a little bit over a half an hour, and that's when I really started to smell the pie. And that was my cue to head over to the oven quickly and cover the crust, because I thought, if I'm smelling it, I know that it's getting definitely brown, and it had already gotten like burnt on the back. This was like towards the back of the oven. It got a little bit burnt there. So anyway, it's still going to be delicious. Off camera, your favorite thing, you get to be filmed.
Right.
Off camera, Peter and I tried the pie before, and we both, I mean, I think Peter said he really liked it, so Warren's going to give it a try.
Give it a go.
And I actually made this, but it's been a long time. This is pear and cranberry.
I have to get a cranberry on there.
You have to get a cranberry. I put extra cranberries in just for you.
No, this one, I'm not putting any whipped cream on this bite.
Okay. No whipped cream. He loves being filmed.
That was very good. The pears and the cranberries together is just so good.
Isn't that a good flavor?
You get kind of the tangy cranberry, the sweetness of the pear. I mean, I'm glad this whipped cream's unsweetened, because I think with sweetened whipped cream it'd be too sweet.
Yes.
That's really good.
Isn't that good? I like it better than apple cranberry pie.
Can you make this for Thanksgiving? There's a fruit.
There is a fruit fly around. I know.
Can you make this for Thanksgiving?
I can make it for Thanksgiving.
And can you make pumpkin?
I will make pumpkin pie too. I will make sure I don't burn the crust though for Thanksgiving.
It doesn't bother me.
I know. I didn't think it was going to bother us. We just we'll either eat it or we don't, or we won't. But yeah, I really liked it too. Maria,
I can try it.
are you going to try it?
Yeah.
She might. Sometimes she says, I don't like cooked fruit.
I don't.
But then when you try things, sometimes you're like, that's
Sometimes I
actually
like it.
better than I thought. So, all right. Well, with that, don't stare at me when I do this. All right, thank you guys for watching along on the Thanksgiving pie collab. I will put a link in the description box below. There is a different channel making a different pie every single day. I believe it's for the first 2 weeks of November, and they're all going to be just like wonderful options for your Thanksgiving table. So you're going to want to go and check those out. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.